Today, we are diving deep into the world of one of the ocean's most recognizable, most stunning, and, believe it or not, most controversial residents, the lionfish. It's this incredible story of beauty, all wrapped up in a massive ecological challenge. So yeah, let's get right into it.
I mean, just look at this fish. It's gorgeous, right? With those flowing fins and dramatic stripes, it honestly looks like a piece of art. But behind all that beauty, well, there's a really complicated story. The very things that make it so spectacular have also turned it into one of the most successful invasive species in the Atlantic Ocean. So, to really wrap our heads around the challenge, we first have to understand the fish itself. What exactly are we looking at when we see a lionfish? Okay, this slide breaks down the basics for us. We're mainly talking about the red lionfish, or pterovolidans. It's part of the scorpionfish family, which, is a major clue about its venomous nature. As you can see, it's originally from the warm waters of the Indo-Pacific. But this fish is super adaptable. It can grow to over 1.5 feet and live for about 10 years. A question that comes up a lot is how you can tell the males and females apart. And the simple answer is, you can't. Not just by looking at them anyway. They look exactly the same. They start their lives as these teeny tiny free-floating larvae, then grow into juveniles before they become the full-grown adults we see here. But the lionfish is so much more than just a pretty face. It is equipped with an incredible set of tools that make it a seriously formidable predator and an extremely tough survivor. And this right here is its main defense. A lionfish has 18 of these venomous spines. As this diagram shows, each spine is covered in a sheath. When that spine pokes a potential threat, the sheath gets pushed down, which tears open the venom glands and lets the venom flow right into the wound. It's a simple, but brutally effective delivery system. So the crucial thing to remember is that this is a defensive weapon. The process is called envenomation. For humans, getting stung is rarely fatal, but let me tell you, it's known to be incredibly painful. It causes a ton of swelling and sometimes even more severe reactions. It's a very clear stay away from me message to anything that might want to eat it. Their hunting strategy is just as sophisticated as their defense. They don't just chase things down. No, they use those big fan-like fins to corner and shepherd smaller fish. Sometimes they even blow little jets of water to disorient their prey and get it turned just right. Then, in a flash, they open their mouths wide and swallow their meal in a single gulp. It is an ambush predator of the highest order. So you have this perfectly adapted predator. In its native home, it's just part of a balanced ecosystem. But what happens when you drop it somewhere completely new? Well, that's where our story takes a really dramatic turn. It's the key question, isn't it? A fish from the other side of the planet suddenly starts showing up in a brand new ocean. How on earth did that happen? Well, the general consensus is that the invasion started with the aquarium trade. Back in the mid-1980s, a few lionfish were probably released off the coast of Florida. It was kind of a slow burn at first, but by 2004, they were already being spotted in the Bahamas. And today, they are completely established across the entire region, from the U.S. East Coast all the way down to South America. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The researchers who study this stuff use some pretty intense language to describe it. This isn't just a normal species getting introduced. We're talking about an invasion on a scale that has rarely, if ever, been seen in the marine world. An invasion of this magnitude? Well, it doesn't happen without consequences. So what has been the actual ecological price of the lionfish's arrival in the Atlantic? Let's just start with this staggering number. In one study of reefs in the Bahamas, as the lionfish population exploded, they eventually made up almost 40% of the total weight of all predators in that entire system. They weren't just joining the ecosystem, they were completely dominating it. And that dominance had a devastating effect. In that very same area, over just a 2-year period, the total weight of 42 different native prey species dropped by 65%. This shows a direct and, frankly, catastrophic link between the rise of the lionfish and the fall of native reef fish. This chart really nails the core of the problem. In their native Indo-Pacific, lionfish populations are way smaller. They're kept in check by natural predators and diseases. They're just one piece of a big, complex puzzle. But in the Atlantic, they found paradise, an environment with basically no natural enemies, tons of food, and native species that had no idea how to avoid this new, strange-looking predator. Now, I know the situation sounds pretty dire,
but it has sparked this massive and really creative response from scientists, divers, and communities all across the region. The story isn't over. People are actively fighting back.
One of the most direct ways to control them is just physical removal. Here you can see divers working as a team to corner and net a lionfish. Since lionfish are often kind of slow-moving and bold, this can be a really effective, though pretty labor-intensive technique.
But safety is absolutely key. You do not want to handle one of these without the right gear. As you can see, specialized puncture-resistant gloves are an essential tool for anybody collecting lionfish, protecting them from those nasty venomous spines.
And the effort goes way beyond just a few divers here and there. It's a whole coordinated strategy. There are organized events called lionfish derbies that can remove thousands of fish in a single weekend. Every fish collected gives crucial data to scientists. And maybe most importantly, there's a growing movement to create a commercial market for them. Which brings us to a surprisingly simple way that you can actually help. By eating lionfish, you create demand. You turn an ecological problem into an economic opportunity for local fishers. That slogan, "Eat 'em to beat 'em," is honestly one of the most powerful tools we have. And don't worry, once they're cooked, they're perfectly safe and, I hear, absolutely delicious. So that leaves us with this final critical question. The lionfish invasion was, at its heart, an accidental problem caused by people. But can human action through science, hard work, and maybe even our own appetites be the solution? The health of an entire ocean ecosystem might just depend on the answer.